Who is liable for property damage? Have you ever wondered who is actually responsible for property damage when an accident occurs? Understanding liability in auto insurance is essential for every driver. In most cases, the driver at fault for causing the accident is the one who is liable for the damage to another person's property. This includes damage to other vehicles, buildings, fences, lamp posts, trees, and any other physical property affected by the accident. When you cause an accident, your property damage liability insurance comes into play. This type of coverage is designed to handle the repair or replacement costs up to the limit set in your policy. It's important to know that this coverage is mandatory in most states, meaning you must have it to legally drive. So, what does this mean for you? If you are the at-fault driver, your insurance will cover the costs associated with the damage you caused. However, if the damage exceeds your policy limits, you could be personally responsible for paying the difference. This is where understanding your coverage limits becomes vital. Each state has its own minimum required limits for property damage liability. For example, some states may requiring as little as $5,000, while others might set the minimum at $25,000. You can always choose to purchase higher limits for added protection. Now let's talk about what property damage liability actually covers. It pays for repairs or replacement of other vehicles involved in the accident, structures like buildings and fences, public property such as lampposts, and even landscaping like trees or shrubs. However, it does not cover damage to your own vehicle. For that, you would need collision or comprehensive coverage. If you find yourself in a situation where you lack sufficient coverage, the consequences can be serious. You may face lawsuits or be required to pay damages out of your own pocket. This is why having adequate property damage liability coverage is so important. What if someone else is driving your car and causes damage? In most cases, your liability coverage will extend to cover those damages as long as the driver had your permission. In practical terms, if you cause an accident that damages someone else's property, your insurance will handle the costs of repairs or replacement up to your policy's limit. If the damage is greater than your coverage, you will be responsible for paying the difference. This coverage helps protect you from significant financial loss and legal claims resulting from property damage caused by your vehicle. Understanding who is liable for property damage in auto insurance is key to protecting yourself and your finances. Always review your policy and state requirements to ensure you have the right coverage.